So, in a previous post, I shared with you the differences in the insights from science and spirituality. And now I want to share some similarities, okay? And when I say spirituality, I mean Advaita Vedanta and Kashmir Shaivism and, the ancient traditions of philosophy that come from non-dual thinking and non-dual exploration through contemplative inquiry and meditation and going beyond thought and transcendence and looking at the source of experience. So let's go over these differences. I prepared them for the panel this morning at Harvard, and the panel with Sadhguru and other scientists, including Rudy, my colleague, and there were some very interesting people. But as you know, in panels, you don't get to say everything that you thought you would say. So I'm sharing it with you right now. So, what are the similarities? Let's go with them. Or parallels. In science, matter is when looked at microscopic and ultra microscopic levels, is composed of invisible particles and force fields, electromagnetism, and gravity as physical forces. In spirituality, also, what we call reality has subtler levels of existence in the form of fluctuations of consciousness that we call mind, intellect, and ego. These are fluctuations of consciousness that we experience subjectively, but there is no corresponding material, visible reality to mind. Now, I happen to believe that the fluctuations of consciousness that we call sensations, images, feelings, thoughts are similar to energetic fluctuations of the quantum field. So that brings us to the second parallel. In science, elementary or energetic particles are impermanent appearances in the quantum field as determined by the uncertainty principle. In spirituality, what we call energetic particles are actually fluctuations of consciousness, therefore experiences that appear and disappear as entangled sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts from the consciousness field, also determined by the uncertainty principle. You can't predict your next thought. In science, fundamental reality is a field of infinite possibilities that emerges as probability clouds that manifest as elementary particles. In spirituality, the same phenomenon occurs, but we don't call them energetic particles, we call them experiences, fluctuations of consciousness that appear and disappear as entangled sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts from the consciousness field, also determined by the uncertainty principle. In science, fundamental reality is a field of infinite possibilities that emerges as probability clouds that manifest as elementary particles. I'm repeating myself here, but don't worry, that's on purpose, so we get it clear. Okay. So the parallel there is that fundamental reality in spirituality is a field of infinite possibilities of experience, what we call particles or qualia. So these qualia also emerge as clouds of probability, qualia, giving us the experience of cognition and perception. It's 4 stages of thought. Para, thought existing as infinite possibilities, then thought clouds of probability, then thought internal dialogue, and then thought, speech, and action, similar to the collapse of the wave function. In science, number 4 point, elementary particles are the most fundamental level of existence, and they're entangled with other elementary particles through a phenomenon called non-local correlation or acausal quantum mechanical interrelatedness. In spirituality, those same elementary particles are sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, or qualia, and they're entangled as a unified experience, as a species specific experiences of mind and body and universe. A kind of, you think of these as very species specific experiences, a form of what is sometimes called biocentricism. Number five, in science, the world is made of objects. In spirituality, the world is made of experiences. What we call objects are experiences, and they're qualia experiences. In science, number six here, the quantum field is objective reality. And in spirituality, the consciousness field is a deeper level and then the quantum field and is subjective reality, where both what we call quantum reality and perceptual reality, quantum reality being cognitive reality and perceptual reality being physical reality, are parallel complementary experiences of the consciousness field. And finally, in current science, although that has been questioned now, quantum reality is fundamental. According to some scientists that I talk to, that may not be true, in that space time are not fundamental, and quantum reality, some people think, is part of space time and causality, and some people think that the quantum field gives rise to space time. But in any case, that's current science. But in spirituality, if we were to use the word quantum field, it would be the symbolic representation of the consciousness field. So I realize this is very abstract, but these were my thoughts that I downloaded this morning for my conference. And I said, might as well put them on record and share them with you in this video. Let me know your thoughts, and then we'll keep exploring reality. There's nothing more fun than to explore reality. In the meanwhile, also check out cfi.choprafoundation.org. Become a peace facilitator by doing the course, Peace is the Way. And also, if you want, become a spiritual leader by taking the course, Soul of Leadership, which is offered free from the Chopra Foundation. Take care and have a wonderful day. Give me your feedback though.